and welcome everybody. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, traders. I mean Dukascopy traders, Dukascopy students, analysts, hedge fund owners. This is FxPassion, and this is a recorded video. Everybody, if you are watching this on the webinars page, right? This is a recorded video, so we are not going to stream live, as you know, for about 60 to 90 days. So we are going to give you recorded webinars, okay? Please feel free to ask any questions, send emails to my contact or to the Dukascopy contact. Okay, so where were we? We were learning about the Fibonacci's, and we were learning. So this is our schedule, everybody. We stopped here, I believe, trading the Fibonacci numbers, the Contrarian Fibonacci and the rules. So we are going to follow this schedule, you know, like the Contrarian Fibonacci, how to find the Contrarian Fibonacci in an uptrend, how to find the Contrarian Fibonacci in the downtrend, how to adjust the Contrarian Fibonacci, and so on and so on and so on. So let's talk about the Contrarian Fibonacci, and we are going to open AUD-NZD, the AUD-NZD chart first, okay? And we're going to explain again why the Contrarian Fibonacci is important, how to find it, and what are the rules. In the meantime, please do your homework, please practice, okay? Some of you are sending me questions and emails, which is okay. So this is the AUD-NZD, let's open in here. And of course, the monthly chart first, and we are going to open the daily chart, maybe. Daily chart. Let me check the daily chart if it's a nice... Yes, okay, the daily chart is a great example. Okay, first, the original Fibonacci, right? The original Fibonacci. Well, where is the A, where is the B, where is the C? Okay, so this is AUD-NZD daily chart, and what do we see? We see it's a mess, right? It's making higher highs, higher lows, then it reverses, making lower lows, lower highs, but in the end we have here some kind of, let's say, this is the uptrend line. The uptrend line was broken, the market broke the uptrend line, and then we have here the long-term downtrend line, and we have here the short-term downtrend line, right? And as you can see, the market broke the short-term downtrend line. So what is our bias? Well, our bias is up. Why is that? Because AUD-NZD on the monthly chart is in a position trade, right? So the monthly chart dictates the long-term bias. If this is the upper band and this is the lower band, so the long-term bias is up. This is the long-term bias, and we are here right now. We are here, and finally we are moving up, right? And just maybe, we don't have the crystal ball, just maybe this market is locked inside some kind of sideways movement, sideways channel. Other way, our bias, our short-term direction is up, right? Short-term and long-term is up. That's why with the down trend line break, we are going to start drawing our Fibonacci's up, right? So where is the A? This is the daily chart. Where is the A? The A is the lowest point, right? Is the starting point of the trend. So this would be the A here. What is the B? The B is the first high as soon as possible after the A. So the first high is here, and we are going to draw the horizontal lines to help ourselves. Let's color code in black and like this, and clone another horizontal line, and we are going to draw our original Fibonacci first. So this is our first original Fibonacci, right? Now when we trade, we don't see the crystal ball. I mean, we don't see the market, we don't have the crystal ball, right? So, and if you remember, everybody, in the first lesson, Miguel and Eddington, they said, oh, but we thought that the contrarian Fibonacci is you draw the Fibonacci, the contrarian on the B. Well, when the market closes the first ABCD swing, then yes. So if this is the market, right, and this is a high, 2 candles on the left and 2 candles on the right, now where is the contrarian Fibonacci? Well, the same rules apply, just in the opposite direction. So the B is a high, right? So the B is going to be our sub A. In this example, our B equals the sub A, because this is the high, is the starting point of the retracement, everybody. Okay, the contrarian Fibonacci, we are using it to trade the retracement, so this is the starting point of the retracement. Then what do we need in order to form a B? Well, we need the first low, right? So the market is moving, 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 bam. Now we have the first sub B, which is sub B. So we have this sub A, we have this sub B, and we are going to draw the contrarian Fibonacci on this low and on this high, and we are going to color code it differently just to keep track. So where is the contrarian Fibo? Here. Okay, now where is the C? Where is the C? Well, for the time being, our sub B equals the C of the original Fibonacci, right? And if you think, oh, there is too much information already, well, let's go step by step. Original Fibonacci rules. What is the A? The A is the lowest low, is the absolute low, is the starting point of the uptrend or the downtrend, for what matters. Okay, so is this the lowest low? Is this the starting point? Is this the absolute low? Yes, it is. What is the B? The B is the first high as soon as possible after the A. Is this a first high as soon as possible after the A? It is, right? Now, what is the C on the original Fibonacci? The C is the lowest point inside the AB boundary after the B, before the market hits the appropriate D extension. So the first low, it doesn't need to be a low, but it's, in this case it's a low, is the lower point inside the AB boundary after the B, before the market hits the appropriate D extension. Okay, those are the rules about the original Fibonacci. Now, what are the rules of the contrarian Fibonacci? Well, are the same rules. So the sub A, you can call it 1 or X, Y, Z, whatever. So what is our sub A? Well, it's the highest high, is the absolute high, is the starting point of the retracement, right? It must be of the retracement. This high on the left, oh passion, but this, you have a higher high on the left. This high on the left is in the past, has nothing to do with the AB boundary. Okay, so Fibonacci is looking into the future, not in the past. Okay, so the sub A is the starting point of the retracement, right? What is the B? Sub B, the same rules. It's the first low as soon as possible, right after the sub A. So this is the sub B. And of course, what happened? As you can see, the market broke our Contrarian Fibonacci so far, right? The market broke our Contrarian Fibonacci. And what does this mean? Does this mean that I should go long on this C, on this counter trend line break? Well, if you're entering in here, your trade is a 50-50 trade. We talked about this, right? The Contrarian Fibonacci must retrace at some level that its extension is below or above the A, above the capital A. This is going to make it an 80-20% trade. So we're going to delete our Contrarian Fibonacci, is not valid anymore, right? And what we're going to do? Well, we are going to wait for the market to clarify itself. The market is going to do one or two things. Or it's going to start trending up, or it's going to start trending down, meaning it's going to start to retracing, or maybe it's going to get locked in a sideways movement, right? So this is the time when a professional trader stays out of the market and wait. So maybe I can project, I can wait for another candle. This is the daily chart. Now this is my sub A again, right? Passion, why is this sub A? Well, because the Contrarian Fibonacci, the rules of the Contrarian Fibonacci are saying that the A, in this case the sub A, is the starting point of the retracement. And where is the sub B? The sub B is going to be the next, as soon as possible, the first low, right? So this is now the sub B, and we're going to connect the Fibonacci retracement tool. Now we have a new set of the Contrarian. Where is the C? The C is going to follow, everybody, the retracement of the Contrarian Fibonacci. Why is that? Because the extension of the Contrarian Fibonacci is going to be our C, right? It's not so difficult if you think, because if the Contrarian Fibonacci is going to push down, so it's going to push the C, right? Because the C is the lowest point inside the AB boundary after the B, before the market hit the appropriate extension, right? So our C right now equals our sub B. Okay, so should we buy our counter trend line? Well, not yet, because if you can see, the appropriate extension of the Contrarian Fibonacci is still inside the AB boundary. So if you want, you can trade the retracement. Other way, we are not going to enter a long trade, not yet. So let's see what is going to happen. We have our sub A, we have our sub B. Now where is the C of the original one? Now this is the C. Why is this the C? Because the C in an up Fibonacci is the lowest point inside the AB boundary after the B, before the market hits the appropriate extension. Now this is the lowest point. Before it was the sub B, right? Now this is the C. So let's see what is going to happen. Okay, now if you would trade the retracement, if you would trade the Contrarian Fibonacci, what are you looking for? Well, you are looking for the, guess, you are looking for the sub C level, right? The Contrarian Fibonacci is nothing else than a down Fibonacci. It's the same Fibonacci, just in the opposite direction, right? So this is going to be our sub C. If you want to short the market, right, you need the counter trendline break with bearish candlestick formation. So let's see what is going to happen. Right now, here you have but it's not. You have a counter trend line break, but this is not a bearish candlestick formation, so I wouldn't enter here. However, where is our C? Well, this is our C right now. See, the C of the original Fibonacci is going to follow the depth of the retracement. In the beginning, the C, it was equal to the sub B, then it was lower, it was this low, now this is the most recent low, and this is our C of the original Fibonacci. Don't confuse the original Fibonacci with the contrarian, okay? But you need to keep track of both. So let's see what is going to happen. The market went up, right, sideways, sideways, and finally, if we would trade, it's not the best entry, but if we would trade the Contrarian Fibonacci, the retracement, now this would be this candle, this bearish engulfing candle would be our entry, right? I wouldn't enter this trade because of the risk reward. Okay, so let's clean up the chart. Where is our C? Well, our C is this one so far, and let's see what is going to happen. Let's see if the market is going to hit our sub D extension, moving sideways, right, bearish candlestick formation, tweezer tops, let's see, sideways, sideways, and finally, right, and let's keep track of the contrarian this time, sub A, sub B, sub C, and where is the sub D? Sub D is down here. Remember, the D must be a low, so we need to wait, now this is the sub D, because this is the first low after the market hit our projected D extension. So this is our sub D, right? Sub A, sub C, this is our sub C, sub D. Where is our C? Well, if the C of the original Fibonacci, of the up Fibonacci, is going to follow the down retracement, the retracement that is going down, now this is our C. Our C equals our sub D right now. Why is that? Well, remember the rules. What is the C in an up Fibonacci? The C is the lowest point inside the AB boundary after the B before the market hits the appropriate D extension. So this is our C. Okay? What we are going to do right now? We are going to adjust our contrarian Fibonacci. So sub A goes to sub C, right? And sub B goes to the sub D. So this is our sub B. We're going to delete the first contrarian Fibonacci and we are going to plot the next. So this is our sub A, this is our sub B, right? And we have the sub C and the sub D. If you look right now, our C is down here, right? Our C equals the sub B, because A goes to C, B goes to D, right? Now, what is important here? It is important that if you look at the contrarian Fibonacci, the maximum D extension of the contrarian Fibonacci is still inside the AB boundary. So if we have a counter trendline break on the retracement, if we have our counter trendline break on the retracement, still this trade is going to be a 50-50 trade. Why is that? Well, because the Fibonacci can fall, I mean it can retrace, the contrarian Fibonacci it can retrace and it can extend still inside the AB boundary. Does this mean that we shouldn't take any trades? No, we don't want to say this, but talking about Fibonacci trading, our chance, right? It's still 50-50. Now AUD NZD is maybe not the best example, because as you remember, we are in a position area, right? So even though it's a 50-50 trade, we can enter here, right? This is going to be our entry, because even though it's a 50-50 trade according to the Fibonacci's, still it's a nice entry, because look, where are we? Look at the price, right? Even if we are wrong, we can sustain this fall, right? It's a nice entry. This is a so-called position trade, okay? Now back to the Fibonacci. So let's wait and see what is going to happen. We have a new set of sub A, sub B, sub C, sub D. We know that this is going to be a 50-50 trade, but because of the positioning, the position of this market, maybe we are going to enter a high probability trade, right? So let's see what is going to happen. I'm going to increase the scale a little bit, so the market for up, and let me see, fell down, and bam. Now we have our counter trend line break on the smaller scale, right? The black is the counter trend line. The black is the counter trend line. So we have a counter trend line break, right? So when this happens with this bullish engulfing candle, and we entered here on the live account, everybody, okay? Oh, Passion, but you said it's a 50-50 trade. Well, it's up to you, everybody, okay? Sometimes we are entering 50-50 trades because we see reasons on other time frames, okay? I wouldn't enter this trade like a 50-50 trade if this was the 1 hour chart or 4 hour chart, but because if this is the daily chart and I have the confirmation from the monthly, that's why we entered this trade, you know. Well, what was the thought process? We said, well, even though we are wrong, right, it's a small stop loss level, right? It's not too big, so we can handle this, right? Okay, so Contrarian Fibonacci, and let's see what is going to happen. Where is the C of the original Fibonacci? This is the sub D. So this is the C right now. Okay, this is the C. And talking about the original Fibonacci for just a minute, why is this a good entry? Well, look at the risk-reward ratio, everybody, right? So we entered after the candle closed, so this was our risk, right? If we put our stop loss below the A, or if you don't have enough capital, you could put your stop loss 100 pipettes or 10 pips below or above the C. Okay, so this is the risk. I put always my stop below the A, below or above the A, and the reward is this one. So it's great risk-reward ratio. Okay, this is our projection. We don't have the crystal ball, we don't know what is going to happen, right? But technically speaking, money management wise, it's a nice trade. You are going to risk 1 and you are going to earn 2, or if you put your stop below the C of the original Fibonacci, you are going to risk 1 to earn 4 4.5, right? And finally the market took off, so we are still in the trade, and this is the AUD NZD daily chart. Okay, next we are going to take the NZD CAD. I believe it's a nice example. NZD CAD. Let me just check if it's the daily chart. daily chart maybe. Oh, let's go on the weekly chart. Weekly chart. Okay, weekly chart. So we have a down Fibonacci, right? I'm going to go a little bit faster. So this is the first AB and this is the original one. You want to color code original Fibo. This is the first ABCD, and blue, green, this is our second ABCD, right? Right, so this is the example, and so when you trade, right, you don't have the crystal ball and you are keeping track of your Fibonacci's. A, B, C, D. This is the first swing, right? We're going to delete this, and this is our original down Fibonacci this time. So this is going to be our A, this is going to be our A, and our B is down here, right? This is our B. Okay, need to correct the letters. Great. Now, where is our contrarian Fibonacci? What are the rules of the contrarian Fibonacci? Well, the sub A is going to be the starting point of the retracement. So this sub A is going to be the lowest low or the highest high. We are talking about the retracement, everybody, not in general. The original Fibonacci is talking about the general, right? The highest high, the lowest low, the absolute high, the absolute low in general. Now the contrarian Fibonacci, when we are talking about the lowest low or the lowest, the absolute low or the highest high, we are talking about the retracement. Where is the starting point of the retracement? Well, for the time being, the B of the original Fibonacci equals to the sub A. Where is the sub B of the contrarian Fibonacci? The sub B is going to be the first high as soon as possible after the sub A, right? So this next candle, this is our sub B, and some of you asked, Passion, can be one candle the sub A and sub B? Yes, it can. It depends on the chart. If you can take the next candle, take the next candle, because the Fibonacci is a sequence. But rarely, sometimes you can, or you are going to be forced to make the sub A and the sub B, or the A and the B. Yes, it's going to be just one candle, but if you can, everybody, take the next candle, okay? So this is our sub A, this is our sub B. Some of you are going to think, no, it's not. Well, it is. The sub B is a central candle, right, with two candles on the left and two candles on the right with lower high values. So this is a high and this is the sub B. And the sub A, what are the rules of the highs and the lows? The sub A is a central candle with two candles on the left and two candles on the right with higher low values. So we are not breaking any rules, okay? This is why this is our sub A and this is our sub B, and don't let anyone tell you differently. This is sub A, this is sub B. Let's draw the contrarian Fibonacci. We are going to color code it differently, right? Contrarian Fibo here. And let's see, the market retraced, and as you can see, also here, the market just broke our sub A. The market broke our contrarian Fibonacci. No problem, we are going to just delete it and wait for the next retracement. And some of you were asking, oh, but what if we don't have any retracements? We don't have any deep retracement. Well, we are going to learn about the Fibonacci of the confirmation in the next webinars. Hopefully live streaming, but if not, we are going to do the recorded webinars as this one. I need to cancel. Do you want to? Yes, close. Okay, so we are going to wait, and now again this is our projected sub A, right? Because we don't know if the market is going to fall or move further up, but this is the starting point of the potential retracement. So let's wait. No, maybe this is going to be our sub A. We don't know, right? So let me see. Now we're here, not yet. We are wait. Okay, now we have a sub A and we have a sub B, right? Passion, how do you know? I don't know. I'm just following the market, everybody. I don't know what is going to happen, and I don't know, we cannot know if there is going to be a deep retracement, right? Because sometimes the market is going to just keep falling and falling until the appropriate de-extension, right? Sometimes it's going to retrace, it is not going to touch the 618 retracement, but it's going to fall, right? When the market falls or runs aggressively, you have shallow retracement, so you cannot draw the Contrarian Fibonacci, but at least you can follow and project, right? So why is that? Because I want to enter trades with the confirmed C in place. So I'm going to draw, this is my sub A, this is my sub B. I'm going to use the horizontal lines on my Contrarian Fibonacci, and I'm going to color code it differently. Okay, sub A, sub B. I don't know what is going to happen from this time on. Maybe the market is going to break me again and hit the extension of the original one. I don't know. So let's see. The market is moving. So far I have my sub C, right? This is my sub C, is here. What is the sub C or what is the C? The same rules apply. The C or the sub C in this example is the lowest point inside the sub A sub B boundary before the market hits the appropriate extension. So let's see what is going to happen with the Contrarian Fibonacci this time. The market went up and not yet hit our de-extension, right? This is going to be, this is our de-extension, the projected one. We want to see a high, not a high, not a high. Bam, now we have a high, right? So this is our sub D, this is the actual high. So this is our sub D, this is our actual high, right? Now what we are going to do, always the same. We are going to move our sub A to the sub C, and we are going to move our, we are going to delete the pink line. We are going to move our sub B to our sub D, right? The projected sub D is going to be somewhere up in here, and we are going to redraw our Contrarian Fibonacci, right? Sub A, sub B. Now what is different this time is if you can see the maximum de-extension of the Contrarian Fibonacci is out of the original AB boundary. See, if the market is going to hit the projected sub D, is going to break our A, our capital A of the original Fibonacci, which is positioned down, right? So this is sub A, this is sub B, this is sub C, somewhere in here, and this is sub D. And this is the power of the contrarian Fibonacci. Now, we forget something, didn't we? We forget about the original C. Where is the C of the original Fibonacci? Well, right now our sub B level equals the C. This is the level of the C, right? Why? What? Because what is the C? The C is the highest point, not necessarily a high, but is the highest point inside the AB boundary after the B, before the market hits the appropriate D extension. Right? So this is the C. This is the highest point inside the AB boundary. In this example we have a down AB boundary, and this is the highest point inside the AB boundary after the B, before the market hits the appropriate D extension. Right? And because the contrarian Fibonacci, the extension of the contrarian Fibonacci is breaking our A, this makes this C a confirmed C. So this is an example when we are entering high probability trades according to Fibonacci, of course. We are going to wait for the counter trendline break, and we are going to enter this market. Why is that? What is the logic behind? The logic is, if the market, if the structure and the trend are going to continue, the market cannot break our A. The market cannot break the A. It shouldn't break. If it breaks, then we are not in a downtrend anymore, everybody. Right? This is the logic. So this is what makes the C the so-called confirmed C, and this is why it makes this trade, this entry, an 80-20% trade. Right? And of course, what happened? We entered after the counter trendline break. So this was our entry. Right? This was our entry. Stop loss. You have two choices: or you enter your stop loss 10 pips above the C, or the best place is 10 pips above the A, right? And of course you need to manage your trades also, but this was an 80% trade. The market fall, right? And back down again, right? Look what happened. So, and remember, everybody, you need to manage your trades, right? Don't leave your trade open, because if you didn't manage your trade, you lost almost all of your profits, right? You need to manage your trades and exit somewhere in here. When you see the market is reversing the trend, right? It was making lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, and it reversed, started making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. So you need to manage the trade. Either way, this entry was the entry of the confirmed C. It was an 80-20% trade. Okay, everybody, so homework for this month. At the end of this month, you should have on all your charts, if you are going to use the Fibonacci, of course, you should have all your original Fibonaccis, and you should have all your contrarian Fibonaccis on all your charts, on the monthly, weekly, daily, and 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour, whatever. Okay? If you're going to trade with the Fibonaccis, this is a must, you must have the original and the contrarian. If you don't understand the contrarian, if you think, oh, there is too much to learn, too much information, well, don't use the contrarian, just go with the original one. But I'm telling you, the contrarian Fibonacci is going to help you to find high probability trades. That being said, tomorrow we're going to send you another webinar, another recorded webinar, and we are going to continue, right, with our topics. So today it was again the Contrarian Fibonacci and the rules, right? How to find the contrarian uptrend. We had the AUD NZD as an example of the uptrend. So we are going to continue with this schedule. Until tomorrow, stay strong and trade with passion. This is FxPassion closing the webinar, closing the recording. See you tomorrow.